Hi, I'm Daniel Mullen, and you're watching Purebred Reds, Adelaide United Fan TV.
Standing here with Zeph after the 2-1 loss to Wellington Phoenix tonight. Zeph, what an awful second half that was. We were 1-0 up, but we weren't playing particularly well at all, and I thought at the time we'd be lucky to get away with this at 1-0. What went wrong there? Just such a dire second half, and we deserved to lose in the end.
I reckon they definitely didn't pull their finger out. I think the coach sort of got onto their back a little bit. Maybe they've got a little bit big-headed over the winning streak they've been having. I definitely think he should have got onto them and said, look, we can win this, we can do this. I think Phoenix was a little bit more, they definitely played for the penalties, especially after losing the first one. That was a bit sad, and it's a little bit disappointed to see them play like that. But I mean, they did play a good game, and I think the boys just sort of struggled to get into form for the game, you know what I mean? Especially later in the half. I don't think they should have swapped as many as they did. I would have preferred not to have. I think Kiddo maybe should have come on. He should have got McGree on. McGree was doing pretty well back there. Even have Kiddo in the back lines would have been good. I remember last season he was doing really well in the back lines there. So all in all, I think they weren't too bad. I think they just didn't pull their finger out to be able to pull the game out and come up with a win there in the end.
Do you think Verbeek got his decisions right today? He opted to start Toure instead of Opseth, and the last 2 weeks Opseth's been really good, holding the ball up really well. Toure's not started the last couple of games. He's been in and out. Since that incredible FA Cup result, he hasn't really been at his best. And then things like bringing Blackwood on to play out wide when clearly someone like Blackwood's not going to be able to track back and do the defensive duties like we'd expect. And then the other one I thought was a bit strange was bringing McGree off, even though it wasn't his best game today. You still want your attacking players, particularly someone who's been in as good form as McGree, to stay on the pitch when we desperately craved a goal. And obviously he's brought McGree off and brought Kiddo on, and no one really knew what was going on. What do you make of his whole decision making today? Was it good enough, do you think?
I think he needs a little bit of work. Obviously he's trialling out maybe a few different things for the season, especially, I mean, it's the start of the season, so I guess it's not too bad for him to trial things. But yeah, I definitely agree with you. I really think they should have probably left McGree on. He was doing really well. Toure, I don't know, he didn't seem to do too bad. I think he's getting a little bit double teamed as well out there today, I noticed. Seems a bit almost like a repeat of Jitte. If you remember, Jitte used to get double teamed a lot and things like that. I think the problem is Jitte could always pull the trigger from a lot further out than what Toure could, and I think that's the issue, you know what I mean? They need to be able to try and open him up a little bit and maybe have some support from his other players to play him of his style of game. I don't know if you agree with me on that one.
Yep. No, definitely sound opinion. I want to ask, it'd be remiss of me not to bring up the VAR. By the letter of the law, we sort of agreed that it was probably a penalty, the last one there to Wellington, but very soft. You see so many penalties and not get given for so much more physical contact than what we saw with that one today. Overall, refereeing, VAR, did it have much of an impact on this game?
Oh, I think it really did. I think it really took the boys back, and definitely took the fans back as well. To be perfectly honest, from the angle that even I saw, and I was pretty close to the action there, his leg just dove out. Yeah. There wasn't much contact on it at all. I really think, really, to be honest, we had the same opportunity and the same contact at the other end of the field in our own penalty area, and it was ignored. Like I said, I think they really played for the penalties near the end there, and they were playing for it a lot more before that as well, and it's a little bit soft, to be honest. I've always had a fair bit of respect for Wellington, especially for them to come all the way over here.
Terrible record here as well.
Yes, I know, but they still come here and they do put on a really good game for us. But I was a little bit disappointed that I would have loved for them to be able to win if they were going to beat us a bit more fairly than what they did. I really don't think that diving or even just going out on penalties the way it was, I really don't think it was worth it, to be perfectly honest. they are good players and they play great football. I think they could if they're going to win, they could definitely win a lot better than that. Definitely.
Last question, mate. Newcastle Jets here next weekend. They've just won their last 2 games.
Yep.
Is this another danger game for us? Do we bounce back? What do you reckon?
I reckon it's going to be a great game. Honestly, it'll be a fantastic game. I saw them in the FFA Cup and they played really well, and that was a great game as well. So yeah, really looking forward to seeing that one. I think if the boys pull their finger out, they can definitely do well. They've got the style and a real good flow in the game, and you can see it. That they've got it there. They just need to gel together a bit more, I think, and put their foot out there and get into it.
Mate, beautifully spoken today. We hope to see you again sometime, Zeph. Thanks for speaking to us. Cheers.
Definitely. Thank you.
Everything that could have gone wrong seemed to have gone wrong. Just to correct you, I think it was our worst 90 minutes of the season. Even games we've lost, other games we've lost, we've had a little bit more fight in us than that. So I don't know where I went wrong, but obviously we know we've got the quality to play better and to win a game like that. So I'm not sure.
Did he make the right decisions today with how he set out with the team and his substitutions as well? This was a real test for Guyane Verbeek. He's had it pretty comfortably in the last 4 weeks. Hasn't had a whole lot to think of. We've been finishing teams off quite early in games recently. Had a lot to come out and prove today with getting us in a position to be able to salvage something from this game. Couldn't do it. How do you assess the manager's performance overall today?
Yeah, definitely a few eyebrow raisers. For one, for me, I mean, I don't know, maybe there was a bit of an injury concern for Opseth, but for me, I think he's got to start. I don't see why he wasn't starting if he's fully fit. It seemed to me as well that Ryan Strain was coming in quite narrow into the pitch as well. So to put Blackwood on that wing as well, we can't expect Blackwood to be making those defensive covers. So that was a bit interesting as well. I'm not sure. Those two were probably the biggest decisions I had a problem with.
Being this early in the season, was this the kind of loss that we had to have to realise that this isn't going to be an easy league? Don't forget, this is the bottom team coming here today and playing us off the park after everyone's been talking a lot about our title credentials in the last couple of weeks. But to see us go down to Wellington today and string together such a poor 90 minutes, as you've alluded to there, was this the kind of loss we needed to get out the way early on so that we can bounce back in good time with Newcastle coming here next weekend? Yeah, perhaps. We're definitely not title contenders if we keep playing like that. So that was you can't really sugarcoat. That was awful. So maybe it is, maybe it's not. If you're trying to be glass half full, I can see why you would say that's the loss we need to have. But you look at other teams that win titles, your Sydneys and your Brisbanes and your Perths even. Those teams don't have, these losses you need to have. So I think that's a bit of an excuse, to be honest. We've seen Jordan Elsey, since he's come back from injury, take up a spot on the bench. Is this an opportunity for Guyane Verbeek to shuffle our centre halves now that we've not put in a very convincing display at all, and obviously Jordan Elsey's probably back to full fitness by now? Is it harsh to bring one of Moroney, or, well, you'd assume it's going to be Moroney because Jakobsen's the captain, but to see one of those centre halves dropped for Elsey after this game, is that harsh on them, or should Jordan come back in?
I can see why you would think it is harsh. At the same time, that coming into the season, Jordan was the number one or two centre back. So in that regard, maybe less harsh. I wouldn't be too opposed to Moroney moving back to right back and Elsey coming in and Strain sitting on the bench. So we'll see. But yeah, I think probably time to bring Jordan back into the fold.
And what other changes would you make in time for Newcastle coming here next week? He's got options there. We know Boland's the only unavailable player right now, really. So would you shuffle anything else around going into the game against the Jets next weekend?
Nah, Opseth starts, Toure on the bench. Otherwise, everything as it was. Benny, Nicola, Riley, Troisi, everything. I'm not happy with. I'm sorry. I am happy with the team. Just I don't know what went wrong today. It was just no one was really at the races. I really struggled to even name one player who played well.
We sort of look at it in a biased manner and tend to focus more on how bad we were, but are we disrespecting Wellington? They came here very organised. They were pretty unlucky to go 1-0 down and just play us off the park, and it's a hard away trip for them. They're coming a long way to come here to play us, and obviously everyone's going on about how good we are at the moment. But for Wellington, their ball play is very influential today, and just that organisation and the fact that we never looked like scoring in that second half. Do we sort of have to be crediting Wellington a little bit more for their performance today?
100%. They were really good. They were really good. They surprised me. Solid. Pretty. Obviously, made plenty of chances. If it wasn't for 3 or 4 pulleys saves in the first half, could have been way worse. They're a good team. I think they will continue to win. They shouldn't have been that low down.